Haason Reddick from the Philadelphia Eagles just requested a trade, and today me and Bobby are going to talk about why the Chicago Bears should be on the phone right now to bring the talented edge rusher to Chicago. We'll talk about all that and more right after this.
Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Bobby and Haize in the building today. And Bobby, this was not one that we expected. So Haason Reddick just literally requested a trade from the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep in mind that the Eagles just traded. Wait, the Jets. I always say the green threw me off.
I mean, he ain't played it down, so
exactly.
He's still Eagle.
Yeah, the Jets just traded a conditional third-round pick for him in 2026 that could become a second-rounder. So that kind of sets the market on what the Jets are probably going to be looking for if they were to trade for him, or would go ahead and do a trade for him. He has 50 sacks and 83 quarterback hits in 4 seasons between the Cardinals, the Panthers, and the Eagles. He wants a new contract. They decided to pay Huff instead of getting Reddick locked into a contract extension. Bobby, should the Bears be on the phone right now?
See, this one is a tricky one because you be like, it's one of the ones you be like, damn, we just seen Austin Booker do a little something. Do you want to bring in a guy? But hey, I ain't gonna say don't make the call, but I'm gonna patiently wait this one out, Haize. I'm gonna be patient with this approach and hear me out. I want to see how if I'm Ryan Post, I want to see how it's looking up until you come into your trade deadline. Now, because we did talk about it and we was like, man, this guy can absolutely change that. But it's so many ways you can go with it. But put it on wax, fuck it. Trade for him, go for it all. I say after just seeing 20 plays of Caleb Williams and the belief that you have on the offensive line and everybody starting to come around, fuck it. I ain't even gonna beat around the bush anymore and try to rationalize everything. But I say go for it. Right now, you ain't got to pay Caleb Williams, so fuck it. And you got other things to worry about, but go for it. Go for it. Who cares? Go for it at this point.
And I get that, and like, I don't get me wrong. There's part of my mind as well that looks at this and says, okay, we do have Austin Booker, who is promising, and he's a rookie that we just drafted. Do we want to automatically, while he's showing out, do we want to say, hey, no matter what you show, you're going to be coming off the bench? But then I think about specifically, if this was any other team, any other defensive coordinator, maybe I would be more in line with, hey, let's just let Austin Booker show what he has. Let's wait till the trade deadline. But keep in mind, this is an Eric Washington-led defense that rotates their defense so often to keep everybody fresh. So even with being the third edge on the depth chart, you're going to automatically play a little bit more than you would on any other team because of how Eric Washington rotates players in and out. So that right there lets me think, okay, maybe we consider it. And keep this in mind as well. While Haason Reddick is a free agent at the end of this year, his deal right now is $15 million. You don't have to worry about extending Austin Booker anytime soon. But if push comes to shove, Reddick has played linebacker before. And you could talk yourself into maybe that aspect of it as well if you're looking for it.
Yeah, and I feel you on that. And that's why I'm kind of along your side. And right now, you should be trying to push all chips to the table and try to get as much as you can before you got to start really dishing out money. Mm-hmm. And then we just know that with the DJ Moore move, they was able to recoup and raise their salary cap up to $20 million per. Now, I don't know what it's going to cost. I will be a little weary per se. You know what I'm saying? Because if you trade for this guy, you're going to have to, I think you're going to have to lock him up. Now, if that's 2 years or 3 years or however many years, I think that's going to be another thing. But I say you can't be scared, especially if you want to swing and take this north. If you want to swing and take this north and surprise some people and make some noise for 2, 3, 4 years before you got to pay Caleb Williams, because I think after year 3, if he show what he's showing, he asking for that money, and the Bears going to give it to him. But I say right now, you need to be swinging. You need to be going hard.
Yeah, I think so too. And everybody's saying check Twitter that the Jets said they ain't trading him. Yeah, you know why they're saying that? Because that gives up that would be giving up leverage. What are you expecting to come out and be like, we're going to trade him immediately? That ruins your leverage. Like, the Jets will read the statement directly, says, we have informed Haason that we will not trade him, that he is expected to be here with his teammates, and that he will continue to be fined per the CBA if he does not report. Since the trade discussions back in March, we have been clear, direct, and consistent with our position. Our focus will remain on the guys we have here as we prepare for the regular season. I hear all that. I hear all that. I hear all that. But at the end of the day, if the dude refuses to show up, you got an asset there that you already traded picks for. Like, even if you weren't to play him and you didn't have to pay him this season, guess what? You still already gave up the pick. There's not a team in the NFL that is going to allow somebody to and not eventually recoup the pick. Do they want him on the field? Yeah, I'm sure they do, regardless if they plan to trade him or not. But this response by the Jets is just the one that makes the most sense. Like, it doesn't mean that they're not going to actually. I don't take that as that means that they're just not going to trade him.
Agree. I'm with you on that. But my question for the Jets is, if you traded for this player, why wouldn't you have a deal already discussed before you execute this trade, like many other GMs have done in the past? Now, regarding with the statement, I'm going the same size as you. Everybody ain't trading somebody until the right person call. Yeah. That's just what it is. The right person come call and they will trade them. You know what I'm saying? But then it's still on that flip side. When you the GM, what's your asking price? How many years are you looking for? Okay, can you come down to this? Can we move up to that? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's going to have to be some negotiation that takes place before the trade is executed, because right now people are looking at him like, all right, he wants to be extended. What is the price? It's the same thing with Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? He asking for a specific dollar. He not just going to say, yes, send me to the Steelers. He still want to get paid. So if you still making a move for his guy, you still got to go out there and pay him.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, at the end of the day, they did just give up assets for him. I'm sure that they want him on the field, but at the same time, you don't want this headache. And they got two young edge rushers there that they could be looking to develop instead of dealing with a veteran who is 29 years old and wants to get out of there. So, we'll see what happens, but I do believe that the Bears, regardless, should be on the phone to see what does it take.
I'm with you on that, bro. You and me personally, I believe when the news came out, Ryan Poles was like, we don't know where he should be at Hallis Hall today, but he definitely scratching his chin here for sure. He definitely thinking about it because, bro, like, I love what Austin Booker has been doing, and you want to see him continue to do that. But I think right now, like, me being reserved and conservative will be, no, just let Austin Booker, let's wait and see, like we alluded to in the beginning. But if you want to swing, you got to swing and see what it costs. See what it costs. Because you ain't getting that many opportunities once you pay this quarterback. It's going to be a lot of building through the draft.
Yeah. This is the opportunity to get everybody in as best as they can. And I think offensive line, too. I know a lot of people are saying, well, I'd rather them trade for offensive linemen. Here's the thing I'm going to tell y'all. Offensive linemen are one of the most expensive positions to get a good one. And if you can draft an offensive lineman and develop them, that's going to be, again, everything set up. If you look at the Bears, every contract, everything that they're signing, they're looking at that 4-year mark when they're going to have to extend Caleb Williams. Bringing in offensive linemen could change that. So I'm not saying that he won't. That's the thing about Ryan Poles. He maintains flexibility if you get an offensive lineman with a couple of years left on his deal, things like that. But I think that things are fluid right now. In no way am I saying that the Bears are absolutely, come hell or high water, should move everything to get Reddick in here. But I am saying they should be on that phone to see what it's going to take, to see what they can do and see if it fits in with their long-term plan.
For real, because bro, we already got a few questions in regards to the trenches on both sides, defensive end and then, the interior line. If you can go ahead and shore up one of those issues, cool, you move with that. The thing that has me looking at it though is I'm trying to dive into Ryan Poles because he always does something that surprises the hell out of me. I'm like, damn, bro, you signed DJ Moore for that? You mean to tell me, even though he's still one of the best, he ain't even about to see over 30 million in none of the years that you got him for?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, man, he always does something that surprised me. So if he doesn't get him, I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm going to put this out there. I believe he already probably making the call right now, or soon will make that call. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's interesting though. It's very, very interesting
for
over
sure.
here.
And it would be an embarrassment of Rich like this. That's the type of move. Making a trade for Reddick would literally signify. We already kind of know. We've said it. People don't be listening to us, but we said it. This ain't a rebuilding team anymore. This is a team that's still building, but they trying to compete. You make this move, you trying to win the North. It's not just you trying to sneak into the playoffs. You're trying to win the North at that point.
Bro, you absolutely are making that statement right now. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody right now, you know what I'm saying? Most of the people that's putting out there, they saying Green Bay and Detroit, look out. Chicago Bears be scared. But the man that I know and Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren and the way that Matt Eberflus take, they don't want to hit none of that. But they got to show us. They got to show us that they ready to, you know what I'm saying, do the damn thing. It looked like they off to the right start during this preseason. We just want to continue to see them build off this. But I don't know. Haize, do you think he might play the waiting game a little bit just so he can grab some leverage? Because the
Yeah.
last 2 seasons, he's got rid of a second round pick. He might be like, I'm trying to hold on to that motherfucker this time.
Yeah,
So
I do think I in fairness, I do think that they are trying to evaluate everything that they have. And I think the play of the offensive line in their first preseason game gave them some promise, because if you cannot give up any assets and go into next year's draft, what do we have? It's 8 picks, right?
8 picks, yep.
8 picks in next year's draft. If you can go into the draft with all those picks, maintain some flexibility to trade up, down if you need to make sure you get the guys that you have on your target list. I do think that that's what Ryan Poles is going to want to do. That's why you probably haven't seen the Bears reunite with Unique Ngakoue, or them not going after like a Connor Williams, things like that. I think they're trying to maintain some flexibility just because they want to see what these guys are going to bring. And there's some confidence. And even when you hear Matt Eberflus talk, when you hear Shane Waldron talk, there's a lot of confidence in the Chicago Bears organization. It's a different level of confidence than what we've heard the last couple of years. And so because of that, they may be willing to just not give up any of their assets. Maybe if something crazy happens at the trade deadline, or somebody comes available that they didn't expect to become available, maybe then. But I think otherwise, we could see a season where that big splash move that we've made the last couple of years before the season started or during the season, that may just not happen this year.
I'm with you on that, because when right now you mentioned Eric Washington, and you talking about having a pass rush by committee, per se, or some type of that. So I'm thinking like they probably looking like, hey, we got our blue chip guy, and that's Montez Sweat, and then everybody else just fill in where they need to be. And that's that conservative side of me, the train of thought. You know what I'm saying? Where you try to see, how does Haason Reddick provide value in the eyes of Ryan Poles? Because if Ryan Poles say, yeah, we can give you the capital, but then I got to give away capital and money, because he not finna go for $15 million per year. He just, I'm pretty sure he wants a raise. And that's something we got to think about and discuss when we saying, yes, when we talk about the GM aspect of it from Ryan Poles and what he's shown.
Facts. Completely agree with you on that one, man. But we'll see. Ryan Poles, the wheels are always turning. Like I said, I'd be surprised if he didn't make a call at least, but we'll see if the deal comes out of that or not.
Super chat.
Let's see. Nah, bro, is a locker room cancer. Everyone on the team is humble and selfless.
That could be a big thing.
That could be, yeah, absolutely. You got to look at that as well. Like you don't want to disrupt what you have going on here as far as chemistry. And before we even had a culture, Ryan Poles was talking, and Eberflus was talking about what they were trying to build here. So that's a great point too.
And now it's time to throw another wrinkle in there. He took a chance on Chase Claypool, knowing that was behind Chase Claypool, and some of the noise that was surrounding Chase Claypool.
Yeah,
a move. Like, staying away from this would be like, in my opinion, if he'd be like, nah, we didn't explore that option. If he came out and said that, which I don't know if he would or not, but if he came out and said that, it'll probably put in my mind, like, because I know we're going to discuss it, it'll probably put in my mind as like Ryan Poles is not trying to give away another second round pick for a guy that's not going to be around here long term. Because that Chase Claypool, it might have hit him in a different way to where he like, yeah, I ain't going to let that happen again. So that's hear he could be a locker room cancer. I don't know too much about what his time with the Eagles, but other than the stuff on the field, but it'll be interesting to know.
Absolutely. Kay says Poles can't extend Reddick at the. Yeah, he can. The extension wouldn't kick in this year, kick in former years. And keep in mind, the Bears have maintained their cap a lot. They have over $70 million in cap next year. And then the year after that, they're projected to have $174 million in cap. And you can convert a lot of that to a signing bonus to maintain your cap flexibility. So no, there's a lot of creative freedom that you can get into wise. If the Bears wanted this guy, that's if they wanted him, they can get it. They can make it work. Dad in the building. Shout out Pops. It says I agree. He brings baggage. I mean, that's definitely something that you gotta factor in. It's more than just talent when you're trying to build a culture and from a team that let's be clear. We doubled our wins from 3 wins to 7 wins. but we ain't done shit. So at the end of the day, like, you don't want at all to disrupt any moment. We got a team full of good guys, man.
Yep.
And so you really don't want to just, besides Nate Davis, you got it. That's a little slide there.
Yeah, Nate. I mean, I ain't gonna. I tell you just real quick on Nate Davis. I ain't gonna lie. Me seeing Matt Pryor and Ryan Bates, Nate.
Yeah,
clock's ticking, big dog. Because Matt Pryor played a solid game.
Yeah, listen, Matt Pryor, the offensive line overall, and I talked about it on the daily, man. It really surprised me with the way that they were able to perform. So we'll see, man.
For sure.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, Bob, before we get up out of here, man?
I was just gonna say, man, it was a great weekend. Yeah, and make sure y'all tune in. That's pretty much it. Let's stay locked in. Let's keep on rooting on these Chicago Bears, and when we got to get on them, let's continue to get on. For sure.
That's a fact, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We did pass 16,000 subscribers, so we still pushing. The goal is 20K by the end of the season, so we still got about 4K that we need to add. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan, go and check out Chicago Bulls Central as well. I'm 91 subscribers away from 20K over there. Dad, I expect you to send everybody your son's channel that you know and tell them to hit that subscribe button. I want to be to 20K by the end of the week. We'll see if it happens.
Let's go. You guys, give my brother the 20K, man. Stop playing.
That's a fact. You guys can follow us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Chi-Town up.